What's up, guys? My name is Phil. Welcome back to Miranda Detailing. So in today's episode, we have the black 4Runner that was actually in here about 5 months ago, and it came in for a new car prep and crystal serum light applied to the paint, and of course all the rest of the ceramic coatings applied to the exterior. But now it's back in, and we have a couple of problems to address. First thing that we have to take care of is, of course, the maintenance wash that we're going to do. And I want to show you what the paint looks like after it goes through a touchless wash. Now, of course, hand washing is the best, but not every customer has the ability to do that, or has the privilege to do that, I should say. So they have to take it through a car wash. But of course, we always tell them to avoid brushes altogether. So the touchless wash is going to be, I guess, the next best thing up from hand washing. But I'm going to show you what the paint looks like after a touchless wash. It's actually kind of interesting. And also the front of the vehicle was in a minor fender bender. So it actually got hit, and the front fender and the bumper got repainted. So we're going to have to address that as well. Now it's been past the 60 days, 30 to 60 days. So everything is cured, but we do have a few little issues on those repainted areas that we also have to address. So all of that and more, let's get started. Oh, and before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And any of the products or the tools that we're going to use today in the video will be in the description below. If you're interested in picking up some new stuff, then go check it out. Now I have some brand new mitts here from Car Supplies Warehouse and the Rag Company. So we're going to use some brand new mitts today. We have our buckets full of hot water. It's the end of February. It's the last day of February. And even though it's sunny and it's actually really nice out, it's still a little chilly. Hot water is what we're going to use today. We're going to crank our AR Blue Hot Water Edition also, piped hot water to it. So we'll have a nice warm bath. And of course, we'll inspect the paint before, and then we'll go ahead with the wash process. Now I also picked up a new foam cannon. This is the MTM. This one is a little pricey, I have to admit. It is a pricey, bit of kit. But let's see how it performs today. And of course, I have two other foam cannons that I really like, the MJJC, which is one of my favorites. We're going to see how this performs. Now, this does come with the two orifices, so you can replace the orifices. I put the smaller one in here, and also comes with all the quick connects that you need. So we're going to mix up some Phoenix EOD Apex Auto Wash. Because this has no gloss enhancers, no protection, nothing in it, I want to inspect the paint. I usually would use what some people call a nano shampoo. Basically, it has ceramic in it. It's good for maintenance washes, but in this case, it was touched by a body shop. So I want to make sure they didn't mess anything else up. And I don't want any other ceramics masking anything. So that's why we're going to use this. But I do use those maintenance types of shampoos that have protection built in, just because it does make things easier, apply some protection onto the coating itself, and we go from there. So you choose what you need to do. If you need to inspect the coating for whatever reason, choose a shampoo like this or other shampoos that don't have any gloss enhancers or protection built in. So some things I noticed about this already that I do like is the knobs click. Everything clicks, which is kind of cool, into place. So it definitely is good quality. So let's see how it foams. So let's take a quick look at the paint before we do anything. And let's see if we can catch this on camera. You see those lines? Yeah, that is from the touchless car wash. So the jets are powerful, yeah, but they miss a lot. And that's why they're just not very effective. You do need agitation. Even if they're using strong chemicals, well, it's still not enough. We, have no idea what chemicals they're using in those touchless car washes. So this is pretty dirty, actually. So we're going to safely clean this. We're going to rinse it. We're going to foam it down, and we're going to get the majority of this off of the paint. But let's see how the coating is going to react as well. I just thought that was kind of interesting that those lines are there. We do have a little bit of spotting on the paint. That's just from dirt and rain. We're going to see how the trim holds up as well. yeah, just overall grungy. So right away you can see which panel was repainted and which panel is coated. And remember, this is one layer of Crystal Serum Light about 5 months later. Trim is holding up really well. That is so nice to see. Now we are doing the interior of this, so we do need to clean up these mats. Now I don't always do this, but what I'm using in this foam cannon is AM Snow Foam. It is a higher alkaline actual cleaning formula shampoo. It's not really made to wash with. I have done that and it's not a big deal, but I'm going to use it in this way because I got some information from Alan from AM Details, and he said this is the proper way that it's supposed to be used, as a snow foam. Again, I usually am not a fan of the snow foaming method, but it does work in certain cases. However, I would have rather put this in a foam or even a spray bottle, but a foam bottle would have been better. So if you have the IK foamer, I might get another one to use for this, in particular when doing these types of maintenance washes. But you can put this AM foam, this snow foam, in the IK foamer, and it uses less water because you're not pushing water through here, and you can also dilute it at a lower dilution ratio, so you actually save product. Instead of doing it this way, which you kind of have to use a little bit more product to get what you want. I don't mess with panel impact ratio. I do not mess with that. That is, to me, just, I don't know, a waste of time, and it's completely unnecessary. If you like to do it, no problem. My UK friends, they like it, no problem. I don't really find a place for it here. And if you're using the Bilthamber shampoo, many guys, depending on your water flow in your pressure washer, you have to determine all the math to figure out the panel impact ratio. Here it came to 1:1. That is not wise for me to use a product like that. It's not cheap here, and using it 1:1, no, that's not smart. It's not smart business-wise. I'm letting the snow foam sit on here for just a few minutes. It is in some sunlight, but this foam is actually very, very thick, and it does stick to the paint really well, and it's going to clean well also. You can see how it dries a little bit there. It's okay. It's okay. Don't freak out. It's not ruining anything. It's not going to harm anything. Don't let it all just dry on there, but that's okay. And if you do see some areas that are dry, just hit it with the pressure washer really quick. But do you see those lines? Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's just from the touchless car wash doing that. So yeah, kind of weird. You can see here it's actually pulling off junk, and as it's drying, look how nice it is. It's actually clean already. Not bad. So let's rinse this off, and then we'll foam it and wash it. Again, this is just one method. I usually don't do this, but in this case, I am. So you choose whether you need to do it or not, depending on how bad the vehicle is. I love seeing the coating reject the soap. It's awesome. Oh, they went into that panel. I'm gonna have to recoat. So I think they went into this panel a little bit because that's beading nicely. This is starting to sheet a little bit. So I think they went into that, unfortunately. But the rest of it, look how nice and tight the beads are. The paint looks awesome. There's a little bit of washing, marring in there, but that's okay. That is nice. That's really nice.
Why do you like it?
It's so soft.
Where'd you get it?
At the car supplies warehouse.
No problem.
The physics of
You
water.
need a little shower? Like you needed a shower.
No. I did not want a shower.
I never took physics in school.
Me neither.
Well, there you go.
The 4Runner is washed, and as we take a look at it, yeah, it looks really, really nice. Again, ignore some of the light wash marring. That just happens. We haven't seen this vehicle in 5 months, so that just happens. So don't worry about that when customers, come back and their vehicles look like that. It's not a big deal. But otherwise, you can see the beading, really nice. Of course, this is just beading just because of the water hitting it at a certain angle, but you saw as we were washing it, this was flat, that was beading. So we're gonna polish this and coat this in the front bumper once again. And we do have one little dust nib. After we dry it, you'll be able to see it in here. I'll point it out to you. But everything else is performing really, really well. So very happy with that. So now it's washed, and as we inspect the paint, we see it is beading really, really nicely. It's looking awesome. Wheels are holding up. Look how they're beading. Look at that. Nice. And we use the AM wheels, the AM wheel cleaner on here. We bought a bottle of their concentrate, and we can mix it ourselves. That stuff is great for maintenance washing. And it's also really good for regular details as well. It's actually pretty strong stuff. You can dilute it at a stronger ratio. I would prefer buying it like that as opposed to buying it already, ready to use. Really nice. You want to spray that panel? Yeah, there we go. You can see that's flat and that's beading over here. And of course, the hood is beading also. Of course, that's slowly sheeting. I don't know what they put on there, when they repaint it at the body shop. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. There's a few little things, but let's dry it and let's pull it in and inspect it. One thing I am going to do, even though it is chilly out, I'm going to switch over to my deionized water, and just do a quick rinse. So we're going to turn that on, block that off. And now we're going to run through cold water, through the CR Spotless, and just do a quick rinse. Go ahead and press the trigger, make sure it's flowing. I have my little meter on here as well. Kind of hard to see because of the polarized lens that I have on here. But it says 7.5 gallons, so I really haven't used it since that last time I used it. So. Are you chilly, my dear?
A little bit.
Yeah?
Kind of cozy now.
Oh, the sun feels good though. The benefits of doing that are just to eliminate water spotting. We could dry it out here, but again, it's a little chilly. We have the opportunity to pull it in, so that's what we're going to do. But if you needed to dry it out there, you wouldn't have to worry about water spotting. So we're going to use Meguiar's Bead Boost. I know, using Meguiar's on top of G-Technic, not a big deal. It's designed as a booster, as a topper for any type of ceramic coating. Man, we do have some minor water spots in this paint, so if we need to remove those, we'll talk to the customer and see if they want to, at a later date, remove those. It won't take much. We will inform the customer.
Now that it's dry, you don't see them though.
Yeah, it's very light water spotting. It'll probably just come out, maybe with just a spray. I don't know.
It smells delicious.
Mm-hmm, it does.
Like tropical smoothie.
Mmm, delicious. Now it's initially dried and blown dry. We'll go back over it because there's always little drips and little smudges here and there. So as we just quickly inspect the paint, I have my new Scan Grip light here. I just picked this up at Car Supplies Warehouse. They have two versions of this. I wanted one with the spotlight at the top and one with the side light here. This thing is so bright. It's crazy. But it'll be great for swirl finding, but also high spot finding, because you have this type of flat light also. So very cool. As we look at the paint, not bad, right? Yes, it does have a little bit of swirls and some wash marring. Don't look too closely. It's okay. But then we can switch it over. You just turn this thing over to the other direction, and now you have a spotlight. You can see the swirls with the spotlight, see? But yeah, just light wash marring. But as we inspect the paint, really not too bad. That's to be expected after 5 months. It's just going to happen. But let's look. Okay, yep, that's just drips of water. Let's look at the repainted area, and you can definitely see, it seems like they did a really good color match. Ah, look at that. Buffer trails. That's from someone using the rotary improperly and not finishing down. Not using just the rotary in general. That's not what I mean. Those who use a rotary properly know how to finish down and not have this problem here. So that's why. So that stinks. We actually have to coat this door. We'll polish and coat that door to get rid of this and the front bumper. But as we look, there is a little dust nib. Let's see, maybe this light. Aha, yes, it's better. See, right there. Oh, and they even tried to scratch away at it or try to remove it and didn't do anything about it. So I think that was the only dust nib that they pointed out that I could also see. Yeah, you got your little wash marring there, and there are some minor water spots. That's just drips, again, just from water. We're gonna go back over it and dry it. Yeah, that's not too bad. This looks like it was still coated. I think it's just this section. See how it breaks? They didn't have to paint all the way into there. So that's good. You can see there's a little bit of a color difference there. I think they just painted this bumper section. That's good. We don't have to coat the entire thing. We're going to polish this section here and coat it with Crystal Serum Light again, the door, the fender, this section of the bumper. And then we're also going to do a full interior, but the interior really is not bad. As we look at it, just needs vacuuming, wiping down. We're going to protect the leather and plastics, and it should be good to go. And of course, clean all the glass inside and out. And again, this can be used for an interior light. That's awesome. Now, when you buy the Scan Grip lights at Car Supplies Warehouse, they also have all of the accessories. So you can also, now it comes with this giant plug here, this heavy duty plug. So you can either have it battery powered or plugged in. It's a long, like maybe 20-foot cord, very long. You can buy this little thing, looks like a little mic holder, right? This actually is magnetized. And you snap that on there. And then it magnetizes. It sticks to metal. It's a magnet. It's attracted to metal. Correct terms. But yeah, this is actually very cool. And that's why another thing with the New Age cabinets that I love, they're steel. So you can connect all sorts of magnetized things. I have these little trays here also that I attach to the sides here. And you can attach all sorts of magnets and all sorts of cool stuff. Added bonus to these cabinets is I can attach all sorts of stuff to it. But that light there, very, very handy. And now you can go around with this rolly cart and have it magnetized to the bottom to be able to see the bottom of the panels, which, oh gosh, that just needs to be wiped a little bit. Now, mind you, because this was at a body shop, they probably took it through the car wash. Yeah, they probably washed it themselves, took it through the car wash, who knows what. And that's why we're seeing a lot more swirls and, you know, defects on the paint. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. It's just swiping, it's drying. But the rest of it, yeah, it really doesn't look that bad. But again, that is just the life of a daily driver, a vehicle that was taken to the body shop. Who knows what happened to it? But the protection is still holding on. That's what we're concerned about. That's what the customer is concerned about. That's what we're going to basically tell the customer that protection is holding strong. We redid that side and basically just wash it carefully and it'll be back here every 6 months or so. I love that light. And I take those types of like detailing mistake videos with a grain of salt.
How about with a grain of pepper?
Maybe with a grain of pepper. That also may be advisable.
It smells so yummy.
I know, right?
Kind of like a sugar cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
We just finished up the interior and I actually looked back on the job that we did originally. This was back in September. And we did do a full interior cleaning and vinyl and leather protection. So that's why it cleaned up so easily. There's no stains in the carpet. In fact, when we stepped inside there and our feet were wet, it was kind of on the surface of the carpet, kind of beating up, which was great. And everything just cleaned up easily. So that's the benefit of doing interior protection and coatings. You can see there's no greasiness whatsoever. It's not shiny. It's all matte, you know, satin finish. After wiping everything down, you don't have to use any harsh cleaners. We have a mixture here. This is the CarPro Multi-X, diluted 1 to 10. Very, very gentle for all the interiors. Not going to harm anything. It just gently cleans off and kind of, you know, removes any type of smudging from fingerprints and any light dirt that might accumulate. So again, the benefits of interior coatings like that makes the maintenance that much easier and nicer. So everything looks amazing. As we're finishing up that, wifey's hitting all the glass. Once again, we're going to just polish this area here and recoat it. And I'll show you how we attack dust nibs like this. Now I'm going to use 1500 grit with the little KXK sticks. a little bit of just soapy water, just a little bit. And I'm just going to gently knock down that little dust nib until I don't feel it anymore. And you got to be careful because we are on a little body line right here. You don't want to sand over that area too much because the thinnest part of the clear coat is going to be over this little ridge. That actually looks pretty decent. Now I'm going to take 3000 and just go over the area, and I'm going to extend the borders out, feather it into the other areas. Now we should have a nice, even area, and the dust nib, I can just barely feel it, but that's okay. We are basically just wanting to hide it, make it go away, not dig it out completely. If you want to do that, that's totally fine, but here we're just trying to reduce it so we really don't see it. We're going to use a Eurofiber pad and Kosh Chemie Heavy Cut. You probably get away with just with fine cut with this pad, actually. And just gently go over the area. We don't have to dig it out so hard. We don't have to compound or cut so hard. And what I'll do is just remove that pad, put on an orange Lake Country, and continue with the residue here. I'm going to polish this entire panel anyway, so I'm just doing this to finish down this area. Oh, okay there, thanks. Thanks, dear. All right, now let's see how this turned out. Can you see anything? Because I can't. You can't either. You're always in my way. All right, now let's just inspect it. Oh, you see right there. See? Tiny bit. But really, you can't see that with the naked eye without any lights on it. Even with the spotlight, not bad. So that's acceptable. That's great. You really don't see it. Yeah, it's gone. Just that tiny bit around there, but that's something that we can live with and the customer can live with. It's not sticking out like it did before. Now for this, we're going to use Dr. Beasley's NSP 95. This is their medium compound or polish and primer. So that way I don't have to worry about a wipe down. So I want to get this out and I want to prep this panel. So that's why I'm using the NSP 95. And especially for here, because this is really bad. Here, I could probably get away with the 45, but it doesn't matter. This actually cuts and finishes very well with the orange pad. All right, so we had to problem solve a little bit here. Using the Dr. Beasley's on the coated area, not so good. It kind of stuck to the paint and it just was not wiping off nicely. Of course, that's most likely due to the coating being on here, polishing with a primer, type of polish. It didn't work out that well, but that's okay. We did use Kosh Chemie Fine Cut with the orange pad, and that produced the results that we wanted. Got rid of the nasty hologramming. We'll just do a light IPA and coat it. But that worked really well. That got rid of all that nasty hologramming. And I'm going to continue polishing down the side here. Just get rid of those little lines there. But I just polished here. Not bad at all. Okay, good. So that's what we're going to do is use the fine cut for the door. Dr. Beasley's worked great here, even though I have a little bit of residue right there. But overall, not bad. It actually worked really well. And this area here, where the dust nib was, it looks awesome. Little bit of a light polishing. That's just the residue from the Dr. Beasley's. But that will disappear once we coat it. But that's looking really nice. Oh, can you hand me a brand new towel? Actually, 2 brand new towels, please. Oh, it's a little chilly today, so this is taking a little bit longer to flash away. But you can help it along with your towel, just fanning it. Helps it evaporate and it'll bond. First wipe, and then second wipe with my new light. Oh, this is great. This light is awesome. This really helps with detecting mist areas. Well, the 4Runner is now done. Everything is coated. We're just going to let it cure overnight. Customer will pick it up tomorrow. The rest of the paint is looking great. We do have a little bit of water spots. We'll contend with that probably next time because it's really not that bad. It only shows up when the paint's a little wet. And yeah, I know, you can see a little bit of marring, but this also has already some like bug etching and some stone chips and things like that. So we're not too concerned about some of the minor marring that's just going to happen on a daily driver. Wheels look amazing. They were just touched up with, what did you use on the wheels? The AM Festive detailer on the wheels? Oh, bead booster on the wheels. That's right, we did top the rest of it with bead booster. Even though we put bead booster here while we were drying it, polishing it removes it. So don't be concerned about that. Wheels, I mean the tires were dressed in the Adams Special Edition tire dressing. So this stuff right here, this is what smells delicious. Makes the whole shop smell awesome. Rest of it is looking gorgeous though. Really, really looking nice. Now look, we have little stone chips and little gouges that we had to touch up from before. So yeah, that's the type of defects we're dealing with this paint. But this area here, where we removed the dust nib, right there. You can barely see it bending the light. See? It's like right there at the bottom. Yeah, it's not bad at all. We can live with that. So that's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. And keep an eye on the channel. Subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. Because most likely this will come back in another 6 months. And we'll see the progress of the coating then. We have lots of vehicles coming back this summer and this month. That these videos will be put out, later on, of course. But you're going to see all the vehicles that we coated coming back for either their 3-month or 6-month maintenance program, and you'll see how the coatings are holding up. Once again, any of the products or the tools, they're going to be listed down below. If you're interested in any new things, we did use a couple of products in today's video that are actually new to us as well, like that scan grip light and a few other things, the foam cannon. And so far, they are working really, really nice. So if you want to get your hands on those, once again, go to Car Supplies Warehouse, enter code Miranda10, and you're going to get 10% off the products and most tools. Maybe some of the larger items, you may not get that discount, but some of the smaller items you will. So I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Say bye.